And welcome everyone. Gabe the Izzard here, atop of this lofty mountain in northern Phoenix, Arizona. I am on the middle hump, not of Camelback. There is a small hump. I am on the middle hump, and there is a much larger hump, which I am not going to attempt. That it has a little bit of climbing to do, and I do not want to do that. But I am up here taking in the northern view, the eastern view, and the southern view. If you can see the highway there, that is Highway 51. It actually traverses through that little mountain area, and then the greater Phoenix downtown area is just beyond that. We are staying in that general vicinity right over there in northern Paradise Valley. And I just walked this little trail right here. It doesn't seem like much, but boy, it sure gets your heart rate going. There's the rental right there at the end of the trail. So today I am going to a super cool place. I hope you will enjoy it. I know I will. So as always, go ahead, tag along. So the name of this mountain is Shadow Mountain. And if you're wondering why it's called Shadow Mountain, it's because there's a man in the shadow that is waving. That's probably why. Either that or people live in the shadow of this mountain. That, my friends, is basically straight up. That's climbing. And I am not in the shoes to climb, although they are good walking, gripping shoes that is not made for crawling. And there's a hummingbird. Lots of hummingbirds. You won't believe what I just found. This is the most incredible thing that's ever been discovered or seen with human eyes. I have found a UFO. There it is, parked right here in Shadow Mountain. Unbelievable. So Shadow Mountain has lots of hiking trails around it. It's fairly easy, but it can get intermediate, and that's an intermediate section right there. I don't know if that's an easier way to get to the top, but I know that one does. So I'm going one way or another. One way or another, I'm gonna climb, yeah. I'm gonna get it to the top, yeah. I'm gonna do it. I think I will. I know I will. Well, I made it to the top of this hump. I was right there. I can't really see. But that hump there, small, medium, large. I will not go to the large. I was just down there. The easy trail would have just brought me around the base. But look at this view. Very nice. This is part of Phoenix Mountain Preserve. So no one's going to build a house up here. Well, and who would if you have a UFO right there? I'm parked right down there. Little blue convertible. And there is a hummingbird. Mighty beautiful view. You might see a haze in the background. Some might call that smog. Some might say it's dust. It could quite possibly be dust. Well, now that I've made it here, holy smokes. See, when you're standing here, it makes it look like it's very easy. There's straight up there, but then it's like, it's a meandering path. Is it gonna suck me in? Lord, I hope not. I hope it doesn't suck me in. I wasn't expecting this is an easy walk, actually. It's not that hard. But man, I wasn't expecting to climb. We'll see what I do. Because the view could be a little better. There's someone up there now. There was a man and a lady, and the man is right there. So the UFO had its first abduction. It didn't even take his shoes. Now that I am at the valley of the peak that I was at, I have decided I am not traveling up to the top of there. I got other things to do. And one of those is to go down. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going down, baby. I typically like to run down hills, but the gravel is very loose here. And I am not running. It's pretty steep too. So I've seen a couple lizards, but thank God I haven't seen any rattlesnakes. And I really believe that I am in rattlesnake country right now. This is some thick brush with a ravine down there. And if you saw my video yesterday, you know that one of the signs on the scenic highway had a rattlesnake. Warning. The devil. This is a pretty good place to see that I was right up there. I was right up there. And I was right up there, if you can see that. I did not go to the high mountain right there. There's an airplane flying over it. I've reached the bottom. All in all, well, I'm not at the very bottom, but I'm at the part where it's starting to flatten out. All in all, I would say this is a pretty good creature. It's a pretty good walk. It's pretty easy. It's not handicap accessible, obviously, because there are no flat, smooth surfaces. It's very rocky. On to the next. I think there's a trough there. I don't believe there's any water in it. I guess that's where you would put a dead body. There's holes in it. Maybe there was water there at one point. There is a hydrant here, although it looks to be abandoned for some time. Absolutely no water coming out of there. So bring your own. One last thing. When you do come here, to Shadow Mountain. Don't just Google Shadow Mountain and drive to the directions. It will take you to the UFO. If you Google Shadow Mountain on the maps and then look just north of it, it says there's a label for a park. And it's not really a park, but it's street parking. And if you click on that park and you follow the directions, it'll take you to a small street parking area. And then you'll be greeted with a very smooth path. And like, oh, this is going to be easy. Yeah. It gets a little rougher. But don't let that deter you. On to the next, like I said. So now I have made it to the place that I wanted to come to. I am at the MIM, the Musical Instrument Museum. It is a very large place, huge, has musical instruments from around the world, and I'm about to go inside and check it out. Let's go. Always love a good water feature.
Museum delights in and pays homage to these amplifiers of human emotion. We have gathered instruments from all parts of mankind in every corner of them strange. But what is common to each of the more than 10,000 instruments we have collected is their ability to express the language of the soul from dialects around the world, all the more delightful for being heard but not spoken.
Here is an octobass. You would have to be Andre the Giant to play that thing. It is in this room here that has a variety of different instruments and an orientation video. And this is all right here off of the main lobby. It's amazing how we go from taking the horn of an animal and blowing in it to creating a brass instrument with all types of valves and a reed and different things. This one might not have a reed in it, but you know what I mean. To create different sounds. Incredible.
Even though we had the ear and the heart.
Ricola. Located on the ground floor is the Artist Gallery, which are different artists and the instruments that they play. Just walking through right off the bat, we have Johnny Cash's black suit and his guitar, along with his wife. Here's one of the televisions. You just walk up and it automatically starts to play what's going on the television. What is that, Barbara Mandrell? Playing a slide guitar. Here's Buddy Rich's drum set from The Tonight Show. Buddy Rich lived from 1917 to 1987. I really wish you could hear this. Look up Clara Rockmore. She is playing a theremin, which is an oscillator-controlled electrophone from 1929. Basically, you can see she puts her hands around it and it creates a sound in perfect pitch. Clara Rockmore. It's really hard not to get caught up watching every single video from start to finish because it's so good. Each one of these have a 30-second clip, and then it goes to the next, and then the next, and it's like every one of them are just good highlights of their musical performance. It's wonderful. This is the Carlos Santana, Joan Baez, Doug Clifford, John Sebastian set. stage suit from Roger Daltrey. He's a little guy. And there's a whole little corner dedicated to the king of rock and roll. It's got his guitars, some clothes, and some Golden Globe Award. It's not just rock and roll, but they have Japanese artists worldwide, Wuman, all the way to Ravi Shankar. And it has from jazz to Black Eyed Peas, urban, rock, everything that you can think of. And you just walk. And then I get in front of this. And Ravi Shankar is playing the sitar. That sitar right there. So this room is a room of just different types of instruments, but they're contained. So it has paper roll where the piano would play the piano, a music box where it spins and the little tines hit, and then with a Nickelodeon, which is a complete band. It has a piece of paper that rolls through, sort of like that right there, and it creates each instrument to do its part in time and plays. You'd put a coin in and it would play music like a first jukebox, 1925. Believe it or not, this is a music box. A large self-contained piano and violin. You place a nickel in there and it would play music for you. A mobile barrel piano, a barrel organ, and it has the same idea. The barrel rolls and it engages these pieces and creates sound. Here's another organ, barrel organs. Same here. It just tells it when to blow air through there. With dancing creatures, features, peoples. It's very incredible that we just take digital music for granted. And back in the day, 1895, you would have to have this to hear music. I've only been in 2 rooms basically, and I could stand in these rooms for more than how long I've been in here. I've probably been in here 45 minutes. I could probably stay in here longer. And there's a whole other floor to get to, so I'm moving on. Look at this contraption. Holy mackerel. What people do and will build to listen to music. There's the inside of an organ. Or piano. Actually, it's a piano. Wow. This is the conservation lab, and this is where they actually work on instruments to preserve them and use them for displays. Okay, so this is that instrument I was showing you. She was putting a hand here and here. That's incredible. So, this is an interactive, and I'm getting excited. Here's a freaking harp. I could probably spend all day in here. Just in here. I don't even know what the heck that is. Bongos. This place is awesome. I could spend an entire day in the experience gallery. Now I'm upstairs and I'm going to the far end and working my way back. First stop, the United States and Canada. So, might as well just show you. We got the big drum, the Native Americans. We got guitars, saxophones, all kinds of stuff. They have a Phoenician of Alice Cooper here in a exhibit of his. And they have regions of Memphis, Philadelphia, Elkhart, Los Angeles, Chicago, not the band, the city. Whole run of amplified guitars. This place is enormous, and I'm not going to be able to show everything. There's no way. It would be a 6-hour video. Hey, there's Aerosmith. This is the drum set that Joey Kramer played on the Toys in the Attic tour. There are all these rock and roll instruments. This is the drum set that Tim Alexander played on the Sailing the Seas of Cheese and Pork Soda on stage. Primus. Steamy. Huge jazz section and the different styles of jazz. These are Martin guitars and how to make them. So we have our polka instruments, which goes to the Zydeco, which Zydeco and polka kind of have the same sound as with Mexican music. God, there's so much stuff to look at. Here's the piano section. I played a harp earlier today. Big bands, marching bands, tuba. The tuba. Have you ever looked inside of a tuba? Piano parts. Now I am about to cross into Europe. Holy smokes. All I gotta say is get down here and spend the $20. You will greatly enjoy it. The amount of music that you'll hear of each of these instruments is outrageous. The amount of history, the artist that you probably know has their instrument here in the museum. And just walking through here and hearing all the different styles of music, just as I'm walking now, it changes from one to the other. It's incredible. This has got to be one of the greatest museums I've ever been in. Very interactive. Oh. Switzerland caught me off guard there. Italian instruments. They all kind of work the same, but they have their own different styles. Mandolins. There's different types of bagpipes. You always just think of like Scotland, Romania, Spain, Slovakia, Croatia. Accordions. Look at this harmonica. There's no way that you can really appreciate in this video what I'm looking at and hearing and experiencing. This is a must-see. Now I'm going to cruise through Latin America. Puerto Rico. It's really nice that I have basically the museum to myself. There's not a lot of people here, although there's more people now. I came here right at opening at 9 o'clock. Love a good steel drum. Guatemala, Belize. Look at Jamaica, they primitive. They even have a section for Oceania, which is basically all just islands out in the middle of nowhere, utilizing bamboo and wood. Now I've crossed into Asia, Vietnamese, Indonesia. Hey, I played one of those earlier. And that. Got some pieces from Burma, Mongolia, Philippines. Believe it or not, listening to this two-stringed instrument was one of the most interesting and captivating sounds that I've ever heard. Morin Kur, bowed spike lute. Ricola. Leaving Asia and heading to the Middle East and Africa. Israel, Egypt, Arabian Peninsula. Rwanda, Uganda, Chad, Niger, Nigeria. Well, I've made it through just about every country and browsed through. You can definitely spend half a day here. Seriously, if you stop, there's about 4 videos per screen, and there are screens everywhere. And they're all about 30 seconds long, maybe. So you can sit here and listen to all these different types of music on different instruments. If you are a music lover from anywhere in the world, this place has something for you. Definitely come here. I'm going to go check out a few more things, but that's it for here. Unless I just see something more spectacular that I have to show you. I hope you enjoyed this little walk around. I'll see you outside. And here I am, signing off at the very last stop of the day. I'm standing in this sculpture garden on the corner of North Scottsdale Road and Bell Road. There's all types of different sculptures. I don't even know what some of these mean. But I am also in the midst of a 125 foot spire designed by yep, you guessed it, Frank Lloyd Wright. He designed this for the city of Phoenix back in 1957. They said, nah, we don't want that big hunk of junk. And he said, okay, and didn't build it. And in 2004, this mall built it, or somebody built it and put it right here. And Frank Lloyd Wright had a lot of buildings around here. He had a home, his winter home, the Talesian, whatever, west, over here on the east side of town. He lived there. He designed the Biltmore Resort, very nice, fancy place. And then this was one of his items that they did not accept. And there it is. 30,000 pounds of steel. That's a lot. That's even more than this bear could handle. So, thank you for joining me again on this little adventure around Phoenix. I am signing off for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. Well, where are you going? And enjoy your cool afternoon. Because it's hot here. See you on the next one. Later.